Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be taking a look at some flying, particularly flying dragons in Jund. Mostly because we did this in Naya about 2 weeks ago, and actually this turned out okay, so we're going to see if we can do it with Jund colors. Let's hop in and see which dragons we're using today. As a reminder, don't forget to check out our sponsor over at ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Wow, why can I not speak? Use promo code PowrDragn, you'll save 5% at checkout, and you'll be supporting the channel here. Also, if you're going to be down at the Command Fest in Orlando, I will be there. You should come by, say hello, come take a picture, I'll sign something. Maybe we can go grab a bite to eat. Who knows, but you should come down and hang out. And finally, if you haven't done it yet, hit that join button down below to help support the channel so I can keep making awesome content. Alright, hopping into this list, we're going to need some mana creatures to get our dragons going. So we're going to start with 4 Armored Scrap Gorger. And this card obviously does a lot of work, but we chose to go with Scrap Gorger here because there are still a lot of Reanimator decks floating around, and we want to be able to remove stuff out of graveyards. We are also going to be playing Rivas of the Claw because, well, Rivas can not just give you extra mana to cast dragons, but can cast dragons out of the graveyard. And gives you any color mana to play dragons, which is actually pretty cool. Speaking of any color, we're also going to try out Gwenna because, well, Gwenna ramping into big dragons is actually pretty cool, and the same thing, we could get different combinations of colors, which is pretty helpful. Now, as for those big things we're going to try to cast, we're going to be going with Atsushi, mostly because Atsushi gives us value when it dies, right? So we can get either treasure to cast our next big thing, or 2 things the next turn, or just get access to more cards. Moonveil Regent's actually pretty cool here because we do have a fair amount of multicolor cards, and this could get us extra cards late in the game. One of the few ways we're going to have to actually draw cards. Then of course Rith Liberated Primeval, because this card's actually pretty sweet in the fact that not only can it make it harder for your other dragons to die, it also can get you extra dragons, which is pretty cool. A little bit difficult to cast, but we do have several mana creatures that can produce the white that this deck will need, so I think that's actually okay to be able to cast Rith on time. Of course, we're going to be playing Zeotora because that's like the big dragon to play, and Zeotora is actually oddly somewhat of a finisher, being able to fling your creatures around, but does work very well when you fling something to kill something, then you get the extra treasure, because the next turn you might be able to play Shivan Devastator. And this card does a lot of work here. Really great to have after sweepers, and it gives you something to do with all that extra mana that you accumulate later in the game. Now, a couple of other key spells we are going to be playing here are Hajar, because Hajar can protect all of those legendary dragons, and Rivas and Gwenna, which is actually pretty sweet. We're also going to be trying out Tyvar Stand, because we're making an investment in these dragons and we want to keep them alive. So we'll see how that works. And of course, rounding out our creature pile, we are going to be playing Shieldrids because, well, we have the mana and Shieldrid's just really good, and it can be another way to finish the opponent. So let's go hop in and see if all these cards can get any wins on the standard ladder. And don't forget, the deck list will be at the end of the video and in the description. I mean, I guess we'll keep. I don't know if this does anything. Alright, let's go with this and see what happens. I'm going to assume the first Rivers we play just dies, right? That's the plan. Alright, I'm just getting straight up play with fire. Wow. Okay, well, let's see how this works. Interesting, are they cracking to dig right now? Wow. Okay, they must have just had a bunch of land in hand. Alright, I'm hoping we get to kill something relevant with this Go for the Throat. I was hoping exactly that, so that's good. That buys us some time. Mostly because next turn they'll either kill Rivas or play whatever it is they're going to play. The problem is we really need to draw some land here. Alright, Rivas is dead, right? Lightning Strike? It's just what comes behind the Lightning Strike. I mean, this could just be like... Okay, it wasn't. I was just thinking it could have been like Raiju, and that would have been tough. That would have hurt. Keeping an eye on cards in the graveyard, so they might be able to get Squee back next turn, if they have an instant now. Okay, there you go. So, set up their Squee. That being said, we could do this with a Tyvar Stand. Would let us block Squee, and then they'd have to have another card. Then we might be able to Rith. Or we could just Moonveil Regent, block something, take 2. I think I'm willing to do this, actually. Let's see what happens. I think the upside feels a little bit bigger. I could be wrong. Because, I mean, I could have Moonveiled and drawn cards, too. But would not have been able to protect the Moonveil Regent. I think here I'm just going to block Feldon and just say F it, you know? Like, you get access to 3 cards. Do I care? Not really. Especially since one of them's probably going to be a burn spell, and they're going to try to kill Rivas here. And then we just save them. Yep. That's exactly what we expected was going to happen. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Alright, now we're in the driver's seat. Matter of fact, I'm going to play this as a blocker. No attacks here. And then we'll just play Rith, draw 3 cards, and start to take over. Yeah, they can play Squee, but we don't really mind. We'll gladly block. That's pretty awesome, too. Man, do I care about Devastator? Nah, we're going to decline. And we'll just draw 1 from Devastator next turn. Actually, you know what? I can just do that now. And just get a card. Because we're not going to want the Rith next turn anyway. This is a little bit greedy. A little wasteful. But that's okay. Just kind of start the damage. Because I'm alright with this. We can just cycle cards at this point with the Moonveil Regent. Opponent's not going to be able to break through here. Yep. That ward from Rith is awesome. Alright, I'm going to keep this. Just because his hand's goofy. It doesn't really do anything. But, hey, against mono red, who knows? Really wish I was on the play, though. I would have felt a lot better here. Because I think we're... I mean, we didn't even get a land. We got a Zeotora, which is like the worst thing. Yep. I mean, got 2 of them? Of course they do. Alright. Well, we're at 14. Good news is they have to keep spending mana, though. Don't love that, because that doesn't kill either of those. So we kind of have to play a Scrap Gorger here. Lightning Strike, take 2 is probably what's incoming. No, Reckless Stormseeker. Still take 3. But now if we get a land, things don't look as dire. Since we can play one of these and shoot a Stormseeker. Ooh, we're going to be living on borrowed time here. We're going to be real tight. I want to leave this up because if there is like Squee or Raiju or whatever, we'd like to kill that. Reckless Impulse. Okay, that hurts a lot less than it could have. Crescendo, huh? They may just use that here. Nope, they're going for Ronin. Probably Ronin. Sweet. That was a great turn for us. So we only take 2 here. And don't lose a creature. That's actually pretty good. Alright. Oh, that's not as good. Okay. We can play this for sure. I'm just debating if I want to play another Scrap Gorger or just play Hajar, because then it's a 3/3 buy. I'm going to play Hajar, because I might actually get to kill something here. And by doing so, let's go to my graveyard. We also get to protect Rivas, which is pretty key with Zeotora in hand. So, alright. Let's see what the opponent's got. We are at 9, and if they have a burn spell plus like a haste body or something, this could get a little dicey. But there's no... I mean, I don't know. This thing's actually pretty tough. We may actually have to block with Rivas and sacrifice a Jar, maybe. Or block with both. We'll see how it goes. And the opponent could just as well still have a burn spell, and, like, we just lose our board. But if... Okay. That was nice. We'll keep this. We're going to need, like, a filler card for, like, turn 3. But we'll see. You know what? I bet you there are ossifications in our future. So, yeah. I mean, I guess we just do it. If they ossify, they're not doing anything else for their turn, so I guess it's fine. Oh, Commando. Fair. We're seeing a lot of those these days. Yep, wedding announcement makes sense. Yep, no block still. Alright, we're going to lead with this. So if something does happen to it, we do then have Tyvar stand for a Shieldred, which is pretty nice. Could potentially also just get the treasure off of this, which wouldn't be unreal. Because then that would give us the ability to play Shieldred. I wouldn't be able to play and protect Shieldred. Close, though. Alright. Like I said, we knew ossification was a thing, so we're not worried about that. That's fine. That's just, we put that up to cost of doing business. Alright. So we mostly got what we wanted out of that. Rivers, you're interesting. But nothing's even in the graveyard yet. So yeah. Here we go. Is this good enough? Is the question. Here's hoping. Alright. Do you have sweepers? Do you have ossifications? Let's see them. Because we can protect Shieldred one time. And then that's probably it. They're really thinking about something here. I mean, I say one time. I mean, we do have Plaza of Heroes and such. Okay, so they need to get rid of these. And they're looking... You know what? They might have lay down arms, which might be what they're going for here. So they can eventually get to enough to try to remove Shieldred. Which would make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we... Yeah, we can't play Zeatora next turn, unfortunately, if we want to leave Tyvar stand up. That's tough. And that's mostly if we're afraid they have something like depopulate. And if they attack, we block. I mean, that's a given. Ooh, Zeatora's Proving Ground, huh? Alright, I guess we play this tapped. In case things don't work out next turn, things go sideways for some reason, we can still play Zeatora. No attacks. You know what? I forgot to use my Scrap Gorger during their instep last turn. Now, if they have a land and even like a Wandering Emperor, they might try something like attack +1 the commando, see if we use our land to protect Shieldred or something. I could see that being a real play. Another wedding announcement. That's going to get annoying. Not a whole lot we can do about it, though. A little bit surprised they didn't attack to see if they could try to get a land, because obviously they're stuck here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go with good old Zeatora. And try to start setting up lethal. Decline. Because the reality is here, if we don't have to use the Tyvar stand, we could attack for just a lot. I mean, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 from Scrap Gorger is 7. So that's almost lethal by itself. Well, it would be with Shieldred's draw step trigger. But yeah, this is the type of situation where Tyvar Stand just overperforms, honestly. Even after just a few games, I already feel like we need to have more in here. Ooh, Steel Seraph. That's a real thing. That's going to be a 4/4. Alright. That's legit. I mean, the good news is we have dragons, so like giving something flying doesn't really do much. But lifelink could matter. We're at 16, so I do have to watch ourselves a little bit. Can't let this get too out of hand. Go ahead and play Rivas, I suppose. Are we attacking for 6 here? I mean, it's a little weird because they take 6, go to 8, they lose 2, go to 6, but then they can attack with Seraph to gain life, so I don't know. Alright, that's it. Ooh, boy, these lands all come into play tapped. Oh, an opponent goes first. I'm gonna keep this, but this feels a little bit rough. I think the only real upside here is we can get to a situation where we can play like Etsushi, and then if Etsushi dies, we'll be able to play Ziatora. But I'm kind of hoping for an untapped land here to be able to try to play either Go for the Throat. Okay, well, not the land I was hoping to draw, but it'll have to do. I'm going to assume Scrap Quarter doesn't make it. But maybe we get lucky? Okay. Alright, it's not a Liliana here, so what is it? I have no idea what just happened. That is, odd, to say the least. Alright, we're gonna go with this. I mean, because if this dies, we get something. So it could be like depopulate here. We probably just take the treasure, if that's the case. No, there's not even depopulate. Wow. Okay. So we do this to try to dodge a Wandering Emperor? Now I'm just playing around stuff, just hoping. I don't know what's going on right now. Okay. They're reading Rith, so it might actually be Wandering Emperor. So if they have a sweeper, we're going to see it next turn. But if it's depopulate, we at least get to draw a card. We can get the treasure off Etsushi. Be able to play Ziatora. Yep. Question is, man, I wish we had another spell on hand, because I would actually choose to take the spells off the top instead of the treasure. But, you know what? I'm going to take the spells anyway. That did not work out the best. Not the worst, but not the best. We'll go ahead and play this. And pass the turn. Alright. A little bit better, though, because it keeps us from just running out of Ziatora with nothing behind it. So, you know, it's something. Sanctuary Warden, you're bad for us. Okay. You're not bad. Not great, but not bad. Decline. Could have been worth it to, like, shoot a Sanctuary Ward just to blow up the shield, then kill it with the Go for the Throat. But that'd have been, like, the coolest thing we could do there. I feel like I need to... I don't know. Maybe this deck just needs a full set of Tyvar Stand. That's what I'm feeling like. Because even the 1 or 2 we get are really good, but because you're having to dodge so much removal, so many sweepers, you know, both of the Wandering Emperors. Like, it just feels like it'd be better to have more. Ugh. Are we going to double Brotherhoods in here? Oh, I see. Just to make me sacrifice this. I gotcha. And then shoot Zeotora. I gotcha. Makes sense. Yep. And my shields were down, unfortunately, so there's nothing I could do there. But they did get the shield off the Sanctuary Warden, which does allow us to kill it. So there's that. So now if we're really crafty, we could play this for 3. Making sure our mana's good. Attack. We can kill a Sanctuary Warden. Who knows? They may have a way to reanimate it or something. We'll find out. Or they have more Brotherhoods in. That's the other reality, too. Nope, there's a Bank Buster. We can get rid of a Bank Buster. That's kind of nice. Don't hate that. Go for the Throat's not useful against a Bank Buster. So if they do this, there's no Wandering Emperor this turn. Plus, you know, the other thing, too, about having multiple Tyvar stands is, like, you can have a turn like this where we use a Tyvar stand for, like, 3 or 4, and then have the backup one to play for protection. And maybe set up lethal, you know? Alright, let's see if this is enough. I'll pay, I don't know, let's say 1, 2, 3. We'll pay 2. Just in case. I mean, they may have some other removal, but yeah. If they do, they do. Alright, we go to 12. Because I'm not wasting it on that, because I'm seeing what else they have. Looks like nothing, though. Oh, no! That sucks. Alright, well, tis what it is. Yep, let's see it. Oh, just like Ganjo. Okay, that's not as bad as it could have been. Alright. Fable, sure. I mean, I guess we get to fire both these off here. So Kinzen, alright. They're just going all in here on the damage. Alright, give me another Haste Dragon. That's what we need. Absolutely not that. This might be the beginning of the end. That was a bad draw there. Drew removal and Tyvar stand. The opponent didn't even discard any cards. Like, we're toast, right? Even if we get one now, we got 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, it wouldn't even be enough. Not even sure what we could get here. Alright, cool. They got it. Meh, okay. We'll keep it. Why not? This is at least totally functional. Even if Scrap Gorger dies, we can get away with a little bit here. But let's see. Who knows? Ugh. I'm just trying to put... Why is everybody just on mono black all of a sudden? Alright, well. We'll just deal. Of course, Scrap Gorger ain't gonna live. We know this. So we're not pumping Sleeper and we're not killing Scrap Gorger? Wow. That, like, never happens. That's a Christmas miracle. Okay, I guess we just play another Gorger? Alright. I mean, they didn't have a kill spell. Either that or they were just prioritizing playing the underdog, which is possible. Maybe a Liliana or something here. I don't know. I mean, we're blocking nothing, so whatever. Do what you're gonna do. Nope, they're still playing something here. Could still be Liliana, honestly. Oh, that guy. Well, that makes sense. Ooh, that's rather interesting. Not what I was going to do. This is going to cost us a lot of damage here, though. Do not love that. And we'll go ahead and play this dude. Get that? They're both targeting the same thing. I don't have anything in our graveyard yet. No. Alright. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess we could have removed a card from ours, because we don't really need ours, actually. I should have done that. For some reason, I was thinking, but Rivas can't play spells. It's dragons. And we currently have no dragons in the yard. They're all in our hand. Though next turn, if for some reason our things live, we can play multiple dragons. I don't see that happening, though. That would take a miracle. And if we don't block here, we're already taking 6. Okay, they're actually just attacking with Underdog, which makes me feel like they want to play Shieldred here. So I'm not going to block. Go to 8. Live dangerously here a little bit. Oh, Obliterator. Well, kind of the same thing. For all practical intents and purposes, as they say. Let's go ahead and rock this guy. Sure. And pass. And then we have Atsushi after the fact. Alright. Here comes Invoke Despair. So we go all the way down to 4. Because that's how that works. Or not. I mean, we're getting rid of a Scrap Gorger. I mean, it's not really a secret if that's what you do. Okay. Well, we dodged a bullet there, I think. I mean, we are still losing some life. Oh, no, because there's no creatures in the yard. We got rid of those. And Bankbuster. Okay, well, that increases the odds they can find something. It also means we can't attack too effectively here. Being at 8. Because any damage that gets through at this point is potentially threatening. However, that's actually a really big card to draw here. So now we have to start thinking about the math. If we attack for 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe, and then use these to play this, do we potentially die by accident? Very possible. So I think we just do this. And we just attack for 5 here. I think is our answer. Okay. Opponent's at 15. We've got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we technically have exactly lethal, but that's not gonna... Well, their hand's empty. Maybe we do just come over. This is where air superiority comes in. I mean, because we have exactly lethal in the air. There's nothing in the graveyard for them to gain life from. I'm just double checking. 9. This gets us 2, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we have 1 more than we need. So we could block and lose a Scrap Gorger. That's fine. Or they want to get in with the Bankbuster? Okay. What's the plan here? Alright, you got it. This was the plan? I mean, either way, I guess we were going to have lethal, but like this. Okay. And there's nothing in the yard, so we could just use the 4/4 to block a 3 power, use the Scrap Gorger to block a Bankbuster. And like I said, the math is... Yeah, I was going to say, they're backing up now, because I was like, that didn't make a lot of sense. It seems very off. Okay. I think we take 3. I'm just, again, double checking. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 4. That's exactly 15. Okay, we'll block here. And then Shivan Devastator should get us across the finish line. Oh, that's a cute card, but not necessary. So we're going to do this for 6. Yep, and that's going to be 15. A clean 15 in the air. Opponent is... Yeah, okay. They were just doing the math, I guess. Cool, cool. This, sadly, is a very easy mulligan. This is better, but not great. Sadly, Rith has to go. Alright. Not sure what our plan really is here at the moment. There's really not much of one. We maybe try to kill something, play... So we're not going to get to kill much anyway here, how this goes. Alright, well... I guess we just do this for 2. And then he'll go lay down arms, I'm sure. It was a tough thing because I wish we had something else, because I would have liked to have played Gwenna next turn and protect Gwenna with Tyvar Stand and then maybe play the big Devastator. But unfortunately things just didn't work out that way. Yeah, I assumed to lay down arms was coming, so that's not a shocker. Alright, we'll play Gwenna here with protection up. Excuse me, we can kill that next turn, so that's not so bad. We can keep that off our butt for a little bit. Yeah, still would... Well, we can get rid of both of those, I guess. Ossification, cool. So the plan worked. Pay 0. Confirmed. You do not get my Gwenna on this day, opponent. Okay, how do I want to go about this? I guess we kill... Man, this is unfortunate, because those decks tend to play sweepers, so now I kind of want to play Hajar first, which is stupid. But probably necessary. Either way, I'm killing this. I guess I'm going to Hajar to just prevent a sweeper, which just feels terrible, but it's whatever. Okay. Sure. I mean, it's 3 life I'm not getting, but maybe they had something to target Gwenna, and I don't know. Alright. So now the question is, are we just dealing with Wandering Emperor? No attacks? Let's see what happens. I mean, they have 6 mana, so if they have Wandering Emperor, they can still target Rith. Rith is only 2 extra. Alright, another restoration. So there's... Well, technically, they could still have a land, but Wandering Emperor would not be able to get Rith here. They would have to play it during their next main phase, so that's fine, I guess. All things considered. Alright, so they get to flip their wedding announcements. Okay, what are we looking to do here? We attack with Dragon. We still have Terra Sunder up. That would get us a card, but we'd have to use Gwenna to pay for it. Okay, well, let's go red, green. What do you have in the yard? Nothing of importance. Might as well attack for 5. Why not? Get some damage in there. Do I care if they keep the wedding announcement? Alright. I mean, we can kill either of the enchantments when the time comes, but who knows? They might just fare well here anyway. Yeah, farewell's incoming. Alright. Fair enough. Such a dumb magic card, but here it is. I mean, if it's just a sweeper, it's just a sweeper. Oh, it's White Suns. Well, that's kind of the same thing. All right. I guess we go ahead and do this so we can get a card. It doesn't do too much. Pretty pointless, really, all things considered. All right. Can't keep this, unfortunately. Wow, that was close, but really couldn't. This is a tougher one. You know what? I'm gonna gamble here. Since we're on the play, I can at least play Scrap Gorger, see if it lives. Maybe find some room for Rith, but I don't know. I mean, this could be mono blue shenanigans, means we will not be casting this. What is this guy? Whenever you draw your second card each turn, and then when it dies, you create a Thopter. Huh. That's a card I forgot about. I guess we could kill it. Then... I don't know how I feel about this. I guess they're going to be drawing cards, so we just kill it? There's probably going to be something better for me to get. That's probably just a little bit greedy. But such is life. Alright. Maybe they try to do something here, then we can play Rith and it's awesome. Rith with a land for backup for Tyvar Stand would be cool. Alright, Channeler. That's a cool card. Underplayed. Cool to see that rocking and rolling. I mean, you could return one of my creatures. Which is what they look like they're going to do. Alright. I mean, it does slow me down a little bit. That's not the worst thing to do there. Man, I'm kind of tempted to just do this. And just force the opponent to deal with this 3 damage a turn. But we also know... Alright. I mean, we kind of got to try for Rith at some point, so... Sure. Unctus. Alright, that's a thing. It does make those Thopters +1, so that's kind of cool. You can turn that blue, so you can draw and discard. Okay, I kind of like what the opponent's doing here. I can dig this. This is a cool deck. I would like to play something like... See, this is... Like, if you're going to play blue, and you're doing stuff like this, I can appreciate it. Like, this is neat. I don't know what their end result is. But they're trying to do some cool things, and I'm into it. Alright, let's remove a thing. Alright, we're at 17. Oh, that did not go the way we wanted. But hey, if the opponent's plans to draw a bunch of stuff, yay us. Obviously, they're not going to like Shieldred. No attacks. Alright, so it begins. Can we outrace them doing whatever it is they're going to do with Shieldred, just killing them for drawing cards? Because now when they attack, it's bad. Because Unctus makes them draw and discard. They're going to do it anyway. Hey, you know, chutzpah and gumption and all that stuff. You know, all those words. They don't even... Look at even with the Channeler? Wow. They're just going for it. The mad lad has lost it. But you know what? Still respect, man. You're going for it here. They're looking for some kind of answer. I don't know what it is. Oh, Dollhouse of Horrors. Man, they are going deep. I don't know what this deck is, but it's kind of cool looking. Okay. Already down to 10. Tezzeret, sure. Turn something into a 4/4. I mean, because I don't think you want to draw again here, right? I mean, maybe you do. But we're at 50. Actually, this just kills them, possibly. Once we attack, because they have to block Shieldred. Oh, whoa. Whoa, opponent. Yeah, this is... Shieldred just anti their deck. Okay. Sure. That's cute. That takes another option away from the opponent. Wow. I mean, we also have Tyvar stand. I mean, I guess I don't know what we do here. I'm just thinking, like, do I just play Devastator for like 3 and attack and leave up Tyvar stand and that's it? All right. Sure. I mean, because we're going to attack with these two. Yep. And I only didn't pay the extra. I know Shieldred making them lose 2 would kill them if I had paid the extra one on the Devastator. But if they had even, like, Fading Hope or something, then it would just mess the whole plan up. So, I felt okay doing this. This works out too. You do not get to steal that, friend. And that should do it. Okay. So after having played those games, I'm not 100% sure where that leaves this deck. I think you probably... I mean, we obviously want to play more Tyvar stand. I think that's the difference in a lot of games. Like, if you can get to where you have an extra mana open and protect one of your big creatures, sometimes that's going to be the difference in and of itself. So I don't think that much is arguable. We obviously want more Tyvar stand. It's weird because a card like Gwyneth seems like it should be very good, but she really kind of underperformed for us a bit. I think we only even got to use Gwyneth for mana once, and, you know, it untapped and it was cool. But generally speaking, didn't do a lot. Also, Hajar can do a bit. Look, I will say this for Hajar, though. Hajar at least drew bullets from the opponent, and that matters a bit. You know, they have to get rid of that first before getting rid of your other stuff. So that's a possibility, especially if we're playing more legendary things. But if we cut 2 Gwyneths, that keeps us at 60. I mean, we had plenty of mana. I wouldn't even mind another Terra Sunder if we're going to play extra mana creatures, potentially. I think that could be good as well, just to be able to get rid of problematic enchantments, being able to get rid of stuff that's, you know, hard to kill, whatever. But again, it's a little slow in some matchups. So we're in a little bit of a weird spot here, I feel like. Maybe just playing the extra Tyvar stands is enough. We lean on Scrap Gorgers and Rivas to get us across the finish line, and maybe that's it. I feel like maybe we're supposed to be like 1 less Moonveil Regent plus another mana creature or something of that nature. I think could help this deck a little bit. But otherwise, maybe that's it. I mean, I feel like we have a decent amount of creatures, right? We got 24. So it's not the end-all be-all one way or the other. And Scrap Gorgers do help with some of the, like, Reanimator matches and stuff. But, yeah, here's what we ended up with. I feel like it maybe still need, like I said, 1 more Terra Sunder somewhere. Maybe we just go 61 cards. I don't know. But for now, you've got 3 Go for the Throat, 2 Infernal Grass, 4 Scrap Gorger, 2 Terra Sunder, 2 Hajar, 3 Rivas, 2 Shieldred, 2 Atsushi, 3 Moonveil Regent, 3 Rith, 2 Zeatora, 3 Shivan Devastator, and 4 Tyvar Stan. Lands, we're playing 1 Takanuma, a Mountain of Boseiju, 2 Haunted Ridge, 2 Sulphur Spring, 1 Deathcap Glade, 4 Llanowar Waste, 4 Carplusion Forest, 2 Rockfall Vale, 4 Zeator's Proving Ground, 3 Plaza of Heroes. Possibly could cut something for an additional Plaza of Heroes, but I'll leave that up to you. Yeah, so generally speaking, I think this deck, without those extra Tyvar stands, playing against something like, say, Mono White or something, was going to be very difficult with all the sweepers and the spot removal and all that. I think that's going to help the matchup quite a lot. I think you're still going to struggle, though, against something like, I don't know, the red, blue, black decks, I think are just going to be a bit of a problem. It's a little tough because I think Tyvar Stand can help a lot of that. But, you know, if they get rid of an early creature, maybe you get a little lucky and can get a Rith and prevent stuff from dying. That would be nice. But it's kind of just that issue of if they get rid of a couple of early creatures and then you can't leave mana up to be able to protect something with a Tyvar Stand, and or they follow up with like Invoke Despair, there's not a lot you're going to be able to do, right? Like, it's just kind of the way it goes. But against a lot of the creature decks, you have bigger creatures, you have flying creatures, and that's a problem for a lot of different decks to deal with. And if you can kill one of their key things or protect one of your big ones, that's usually going to be the difference in the game. So I don't mind that really at all. Like, the deck has opportunity, but overall, I would say it's just kind of middle of the road. This isn't going to be gangbusters. I don't think you're going to just like go tearing up the ladder with it. I think it still probably needs a couple of decent tweaks here or there. Honestly, I feel like it might even be 1 or 2 cards away from some early card really setting this off. Some 2 or 3 mana thing I think could go a long way toward making this deck that much better. But not bad for what it is for now. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Tiamat. Mostly because this is another good example of how a card can exist in Standard and just not be great at all. And just over time, as other cards come out and, you know, maybe people come around to looking at it, the card gains more value. Because while it was legal in Commander while it was in Standard, the price didn't really seem to start going up a bit until it left Standard. Not really totally sure why that happens on a card like this because, you know, Dragon decks were always still popular, but now the card's like 15, 16 bucks. So it's actually pretty cool. If you have one sitting around, you may not have been using it and may not even be sure how much it's worth, but you could at least just to trade up to something else that you might need for a deck. If you're not planning on playing dragons in Commander, you're probably not going to have much use for this card and somebody else will. If you enjoyed today's deck and you're looking for another way to play dragons, check out this Naya Dragons list we had a few weeks ago that actually really got work done a little bit easier. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.